Hey everyone, Annette Green here with my dog Suki, of course. Suki and I recently participated in a Week in the Life project, and this was something inspired by Allie Edwards. And basically the idea is to document your everyday life for 7 days through photos, journaling, memorabilia, what have you. And then I put mine into an album, which is what I want to share with you today. But I also wanted to show you how to do some layering with your photos to help maximize the number of photos in a limited amount of space in your album, which is something I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, so I want to show you my album, but what I wanted to say first was that I knew going into this project that I didn't have a lot of time. I also knew that I didn't want it to be this elaborate scrapbook with layers of embellishment and all this time and effort going into it. I wanted the purpose to be documenting my life for a week and keep it very simple. So one of my tips that I like to do when I'm scrapbooking in a simple and fast way is as I've scrapbooked in the past or made cards or done some stamping, I usually make up a few extras of something, and even if it's a die cut or something like that. So I keep like these little bins, little organizer bins. It's not terribly organized. They're just kind of separated if I've cut out little tags or labels or flowers, or sometimes it's a Cricut cut that somebody very nice has made for me, where they've gone to all the trouble to layer it all up and put glitter and everything, and I didn't quite have a purpose for it at the time. So I throw that into a little basket and just sort of keep things organized and pull from them and add them to pages very quickly for an added quick embellishment. Okay, now I'm the camera operator. I figured it might be best to do it this way than try to face you. So I'm basically going to go through the album very quickly, give you an idea of how it all came together. I'm not going to spend a long time on each page, but I'll just kind of flip through and then I'll go back and show you that layering up of page protectors that I was talking about earlier. So here's a look at how my album came out. The very first page, of course, is an intro as to what the whole concept of this album is going to be. So it starts off with a week in my life, and there's another one of those great Cricut cuts that my friend Diane made for me. And I just pulled that out of my basket and put it right on there. It's great. My pages are 8.5 by 11s. I know I'm getting a little bit of a glare here. And every day that I start anew, I always have the day up here, a large 5x7 photo, a timeline of my day, just quick hits of what happened each hour or so, and then some kind of title topper or embellishment of some kind. So that's always a uniform thing that's happening. So when you flip through this book, you see, oh, this is a new day. That's what triggers you. And then throughout, I have, of course, photos and journaling and whatnot throughout my day. I did include these, I want to call them baseball card collecting page protectors. I included those. They're great. Small photos, you can get a lot on there. You can fill them front and back. And then each day ends with sort of a little recap or some feelings or thoughts about the day. Again, a very simple page. Very little embellishment, and so this will always mark the end of a day. And so now I'll just flip through very quickly Tuesday, and this is something I'm going to show you in a minute. There's one of those flip-flap page protectors. I'll have to provide some still photos, I think, of some of this stuff just so you can get an idea, but I have blogged all of my daily photos one by one, not in the album, but just as photos and sort of a recap about my day. If you want to go to my blog and check it out, I will put that on the screen. Each day, I mean, it's basically just covering maybe what I ate for lunch, what I did for my workout, if I saw a friend, things about my daughter on a daily schedule. I did discover that my life is not terribly exciting, but that's okay because the whole idea behind this is to basically look back on your a typical week in your life. If you think about it in the future when you go to look back, won't that be very interesting to see? Oh my gosh, we used to use these things called cell phones. You know, things that we take for granted now will be pretty interesting in the future, and especially like to our grandchildren. Okay, so I think you're getting the basic idea here. Very simply embellished. Saturday was the only day I didn't do a big recap because I'll tell you, honestly, we did not do much of anything. We laid around a lot. It was a lazy day, just like I say right here. So, you know, it wasn't like a whole lot happened, so I didn't feel like I needed that on that particular day. And then Sunday was the final day, and I did take some time to recap that at the very end. But, so you get the general idea. Now I'll show you about those building of scrapbook pages with layers. Okay, so let's talk about building up those photos on your scrapbook layout. Like I said, a lot of times we have a lot of photos. We don't want to increase the number of pages. We just want to increase the number of photos that can fit on a page. So building up layers within the page is probably the best option, I would think. This is an example of a layered little flap. It's a flip flap page protector. These are from Close to My Heart. They have a variety of different sizes. This one happens to just be the 4x6 version. So let me show you how these work real quick. They have an adhesive peel and stick flap on one end over here. So we're just going to peel that off. And it is super sticky. It is not coming off. So you really have to know exactly where you want this to be on your page before you commit. So the sticky side is going to flap over, and that is going to get stuck down. This creates a pocket underneath the flap, so there's no chance that your photo is going to slide out when you start flipping this around in the album. So always remember, if you buy these, peel, fold over, stick, and just make sure that the photo is loading in behind the flap. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you can email me. Let me put it in the album and show you. I'll just take this one out. You can still take everything out, by the way. Okay, so I peeled the strip off, I folded back the flap, and I stuck it right on top of my page protector, right where I wanted it to be. The photo loads in from the back side. And of course I put journaling on the other side. So there's something on each side, maximizing your space. And it's easy as that. It's very simple. You see a little bit of this flap here, but it's totally clear, so it doesn't, interrupt anything that's happening behind it. Okay, so here's another example. This is our trip to New York that we took. It was almost a week-long trip. I took a ton of photos, but I was determined to get all the photos into a 2-page spread in my scrapbook. So I utilized those different sizes of the flip-flap page protectors like I talked about, and basically got all of this going on in 2 pages. There's an 8x12 flap here and a 4x12 here to expose a nice big, let's go this way, spread. So that's page 1, but then check out page 2, okay? Here's another 8x12, here's a 4x12, here's a 6x6, another 6x6. So here we are all over the table, but check it out. There's a 4x6, another 4x6, another 4x6, and another one. This one really should have been flipping the other way, but that's okay. But look at all the photos I got in there. All the plays we went to, all the memorabilia is in here. Everything that we did, I don't think I eliminated a single photo. It's all here. And it's in 2 pages. Awesome. Okay, so there we have it. Hey, listen, scrapbooking doesn't always have to be about, you know, big vacations and momentous events. I found it very satisfying to scrapbook just daily stuff like that. So I encourage you to give it a try. Check out Allie Edwards' blog, and I think you'll be very satisfied with what you come up with. Thanks for watching. See you later.